All right. Welcome back again. We're live in the crypt. See, Tony's here already. Thank you, Tony. We're hoping to have a good show tonight. Big week. Start moving into the store tomorrow, getting that set up. We got a show tonight. We had to reschedule last night due to circumstances. Sorry, we're running a few minutes late. We're having a few technical issues, but we're ready to go right now. So let me get this situated here, and then we're going to bring up tonight's guest. He came on before. It's been a while. It was back when I was in Florida, and we had all sorts of technical issues, and we've been trying to get him back on. So we're talking to a filmmaker tonight. He was doing some really cool stuff. I just watched his film on Tubi, Malcolm, and it's been a while since I've seen it. So without further ado, Mr. Chadrick Whitmire. What's up, dude?
Hey, how are you? Thank you
Hey,
again for having me.
We're not lagging, we're not cutting out. We had a little scare, we had a little sound scare, but we got through that, and now we got you on, man. Welcome back to the show, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, it has been a while. It was back when we did the second installment of Malcolm before
Yeah,
we decided to turn it into a feature. I remember we had a second one, and
right.
I think you showed the trailer to it.
I did. Well, you sent me the links so I could watch it earlier, and it was in like episodic form,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly, and it was cool. And I watched it today, thinking I already watched it, but it was the full film, and you did a great job with that. It was an entertaining film. I watched it with one of my guys, and he was glued to the TV watching it.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Thank you.
he was mimicking some of the swearing and some of the aggressive parts. He was a big fan of the multiple personalities in the film, I think. But no, it was a good flick, man. It was good to what you did for Tubi and that full length. It really blended together nice, and there was additional parts that I hadn't seen yet, where it kind of ended before, and there was like two parts to it. I want to say the hospital when they go to the ward. I don't believe I saw that part. I
Oh,
saw all
yeah.
the apartment part.
Yeah,
Everything
you're
up
right.
apartment. So that's where I remembered it before. So when the other part came on today, I was like, all right, cool. Because it seemed a little different before, but you reshot it. But well done, dude. You guys won some awards on that, didn't you?
We did. I got an honorable mention award um, for the direction, and Alex got a bunch of best actor awards for it, and then we won best feature in like two of them, I think.
Yeah, the actors were great. He did a great job. The lead actor, I mean, he played the multiple personalities spot on. He did really well with his aggressive and being able to duel up on the role. So it was a well done story. It was a well written story, and I highly recommend it. So anybody out there, you can find it on Tubi. Malcolm, easy to find, really pops right up, and you can always look at Chadrick Whitmire, and we'll also leave the link later after the show. But yeah, man, you did a great job with it. What are you guys up to now? Are you guys moving on to that next project? You got
Well,
in the works?
um, I'm kind of doing some stuff on my own. I don't work with Alex Javo anymore.
Okay.
Uh, I'm not going to get into it, but I do wish him the best, and I wish him, success and everything that comes with it. I don't wish nothing foul for him, you know.
I
But
I understand the nature of the beast, man. It's always tough spots that gets into. You don't have to get into it or anything, you know. I mean, it's cool that you guys always wish each other the best, you know.
oh yeah,
Stuff happens
definitely.
where you just got to move on, and unfortunately, that happens in life. So I can totally feel where you're coming from and totally get it. But best of luck to him and with what you're doing, whether you're working with him on the next project. You got any stories you got in mind that you'd like to work on with a new group of talents and you
I
got
actually
something
have
coming?
one.
Okay.
Um, so right now I'm writing a feature. I've written, I've co-written two features, which technically would have been Malcolm. Me and Alex wrote Malcolm. Um, and then there was a movie called Deadline that me and Derek Bailey wrote. And then on my own, I've written a feature called The Butcher, and I've written a feature called Mental. And right now I'm working on another feature, but it's for somebody else. It's not mine. It's something. It's a sci-fi horror movie. I can't talk about that one because
But
it
you're
don't belong to me.
involved in it. It's something you're involved in with a crew of people that you
With
can't
something
talk too much
different.
about.
It's just somebody I'm just writing for. But
Okay.
I'm shooting a short. It's called Lance Reed's Final Play. I'm shooting it July 26th, and I've got some people. Some people you'll notice that was in Malcolm, and just some other new people that I have added to it. But it's called Lance Reed's Final Play, and what it's about is about an escaped convict that comes across an old man in a cabin in the woods, and the old man, he's like an ornery old guy, and he thinks he knows everything, and he's wanting to get to the bottom of everything with Lance, and they kind of have their back and forth type deal. But it's going to be really cool. It's about 10 pages. And I wanted to be about maybe like 15 minutes on that one. And I think I'm going to kind of start doing like I did with Malcolm, the installment thing. I'm going to probably do that and try and get it distributed somehow once again.
Well, that was a good format you guys did with the episodic, the way I saw it, shooting it in really short form, because you were able to get those shots and you wanted. And each episodic, um, what was it, I think it was like 8 episodes, right? You wound up putting into
Well,
it.
what
It
we
worked
did
well
was
with the short.
we did 7 episodes, but we added scenes in the beginning and added an ending to it. But you were right about the very first one, Changing Malcolm,
Yeah,
wasn't the original Changing Malcolm that we had put out. It was shot because the cinematographer wanted to basically his equipment. It would have been a lot easier, he said, for him to just shoot that versus what we had shot it in before. And I think it was actually better, to be honest with you. I think he was right about that.
yeah. I definitely noticed. Like I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed watching Malcolm before, but being able to watch it again on Tubi and really with updated version of it, which was really cool, man. I enjoyed the story of Malcolm and the episodes, but you really laid it out real well. The cast was great overall. Like you said, you're still working with some of the cast. I thought the cast was great.
Yeah,
haven't really had a chance to meet any of them, so it was a new experience for me watching them on film. But I was a fan of the cast in there. I thought you guys did real well. It was really solid acting for an indie project. The story was well thought out, and I love psychological horror. I wouldn't even say horror; I'd say thriller.
it is. You're
Yeah,
right. It's a thriller.
but I love thriller.
And my new one's a thriller too, but it's just similar to Malcolm. It's a thriller too, but it has like horror elements,
Right.
like certain things in it that are more gruesome a little bit, not so much like nothing's like full on big bloodbath like I kind of like more like Malcolm, but when I'm saying like Malcolm, I'm just saying that
It's not just a straight up slasher. There's a thought into the character.
yes. I guess thank you. Yes.
Yeah, it's a character development. I mean, even with Malcolm, you know, it's it's got a lot of different elements. You could say horror, you could say it's got elements of that. It's got elements of a lot of different things, but the main element I like that you guys did was it's a well thought out character that really you flesh out throughout the movie. So I enjoy that part, and I always love multiple personality, schizophrenia, and stuff, and seeing how people translate that onto film, because I have dealt with it in the field that I actually work. So it's interesting to see people's takes and how they deal with it, and if they've put some study into it. And you definitely did.
Yeah, he did a lot. I knew a lot because like um I've kind of been in that world with mental illness, and on top of that, I volunteered for a whole year for it's called NAMI. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
It sounds familiar. Sounds
It's the
familiar.
National Alliance on Mental Illness.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And for a year, I volunteered, and I did group facilitating. So basically, what I did was facilitate support groups.
That's good, man. That's nice to do. It's a rewarding type of career. It's more rewarding to help people out that need it. So cheers to you, my dude. Cheers to you. But yeah, I mean, I didn't, like I said, we watched it again today, and I'm glad I did, watching Malcolm. And I really like the update that you did to it with on Tubi. You guys put it into a full length film. How hard was it to kind of get everything together? Whether it was it, because it'd been a while since I watched it. Was it all reshot, or was it just added shots you did with it and blended together? And
we added stuff to it to blend it together, like you're saying. But we reshot the one that was changing Malcolm, the very first one. We reshot it entirely.
Yeah. I think the one I saw, I mean, it was definitely, the substance was there, but it felt like it was definitely updated. I think I watched the original version of Changing Malcolm.
Yeah, you've seen the original one.
Yeah. So it was fresh. It was fresh watching it again.
But I thank you so much for watching it. I really do appreciate that. I mean, I know it's not a bad movie or anything. I just when people tell me that they've seen it and they really like it and all, I really don't know how to react. Still.
It was, dude. I've watched a lot of indie movies, and
I
I'm not
know,
sure.
yeah.
I know the budgets are never big, but the way you shot it, it looked really good. And like I said, again, the cast was really well. You did a great job with everybody in the film. I thought everybody did a really, really good job, and we definitely weren't bored watching it. It was an entertaining watch. Like I said, my dude was glued to it. He was, imitating all the lines in the movies. He was sucked into the movie. So if they like it, I know it's a good movie, and I wasn't enjoying it myself. So, it was a good rewatch, man. Like I said, I hadn't watched it since the original stuff back in the day, and it was good. But I knew at that time you were talking about all the stuff that you were putting into the Tubi version or getting ready to do. And I'm glad you were able to, and it did. It came out great, dude.
Yeah, it was honestly, it took us about 2 years to do all of that.
Yeah, I know you put a lot of heart and soul in it. I remember you were really pushing hard for it when we were talked back. Yeah, it was all the way back.
It had to have been
Like
2021.
2021. Yeah, I was gonna say around 2021. I think I was in Florida for Spookala.
You were?
Yeah. I think that's one, because I remember I was having, it wasn't just with you, I was just having a lot of technical issues too. And I had an older phone. I think you had a potato phone too. So we were playing mashed potatoes, hot potatoes with the phone. But it's nice we got updated. We actually got a stream where we're able to talk now. And that was the tough part before. We were never able to reschedule. And I know we've all been busy, but yeah, man, it's good to see you guys got it together. And I want to see you do more filmmaking. It seemed like it was a good learning lesson, and you picked up a bunch of skills, and
I did.
And use it towards what you're doing now with the writing and the character developments that you're putting into the films that you're talking about. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Like I said, when you see somebody put something together on a small budget and they can at least keep the narrative good and it looking as good as it did, you got to give credit where credit's due, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a little in the life of Chadrick Whitmire. I get up around 4 or so in the morning and drink some coffee. I come in here and I start writing about 5. I do have another job that I go to for just a brief period of time. But I do have a regular job, and but I do get up and work on the things I need to work on and do the things I need to do for my career. So I get up every morning and write before I go to work.
Well, at least you're taking the time to do it. Some people get up early in the morning, exercise, you get that egg going, like, get ready for your pre-workout and to get your writing in, man. And that's never easy first thing in the morning, but it's good that you know what I mean? You're putting the discipline into making sure that you get that writing done. And I know that's a big step for any writer. I've talked to, Peter Anthony, a lot. He's like, just make sure you write a page a day. That's always his recommendation to anybody trying to work on a screenplay. And I like that. It's good to hear that guys like you are sitting down and really working on their craft and coming up with ideas for these new stories, man.
Yeah, it's I can't say it really well. Sometimes it comes easy. But my process is getting in front of my computer. I'm kind of turned a separate way, but my computer's right here beside me.
Yeah.
And I start out with a character, and I'll come up with like a name. Like I'll envision someone in my head for a second, then I'll come up with a name, and then I'll type that in. And then once I type that in, I build off of it. That's how I write.
And then you build the characters around it or
Yeah.
the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, characters, situations, what's it called? It's conflict, and then resolution, and all that type stuff.
Hit
All
the
the
notes.
fun writing stuff.
Oh yeah. I give a lot of props to people who can sit down and write for a long time. That's my biggest thing. I'll have ideas, but sitting down and finding time to write, it's not an easy thing, man. And then putting it together and it making sense. So, props to you guys who can do it, because it's definitely a process, and it definitely takes work, and it takes a lot of passion and commitment to do. So, and it's not an easy journey, as you know.
No.
Indie filmmaking is never easy.
No, it's not. But it's still worth it to me to do it. Because I love doing it.
That's the important thing, is that at least it's worth it. You're having fun with it, and you're tasting some success with it. I mean, it's cool to have a movie that makes it to Tubi, that people have a chance to watch and see it. And the fact that it's an original too, that's not easy. I mean, I know a lot of people start off maybe doing, and I respect it as hell, because the fandoms will watch, say, a Michael Myers fan film or a fan film like that. A lot of people go that route, which is a cool route for some. But when somebody does it with an original and really has to get it heard out there and to check out some of your work, I definitely highly recommend Malcolm. I mean, to all my indie friends out there, it's a good watch. It's, what is it, about an hour and 20 minutes, I think?
71 minutes, however long that is. An hour, 11 minutes.
Yeah. It's interesting though. We were never bored watching the film, which is always a good thing. I was never like, all right. It was pretty cool. And like I said, when I thought the film ended, and then it really extended from where I'd kind of seen the story end before, it was kind of cool. So that was a surprise for me. I'm like, I don't remember this part. And it definitely finished the arc of the story, which was cool. Well, kind of finished the arc of the story. It definitely left, questions. I'll leave it at that, because I like people to watch a film without giving away too much.
There's questions, it's not perfect, but but I enjoyed it. And it was like, when we finished it up, I guess I felt like I accomplished something I want. Well, let's take it back a minute. I wanted to be an actor since I was like 3 years old. That's all I wanted to do. So I did theater and stuff, community theater, high school theater, and I enjoyed it. Well, I said, when I get older, I want to be an actor in like movies. Well, I went to acting school at a place called the Actor Scene. It's in Buford, Georgia, and I went through the showcase. I went through everything. I ended up getting an agent and everything like that. And then I realized I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
You wanted to be behind the camera instead of in front of it? Yeah,
yes, sir.
I can see that. I can see that, man. The idea of being in front of the camera is, great and stuff, and glitz and glamour, and you get a lot of it. But I find a lot of people enjoy, even they start off as actors, kind of wind up talking more about the stuff they learn behind the scenes and behind the camera, and find they enjoy that a lot. Especially they finally like it on these indie sets, because you can't just be an actor. You guys all got to have, I mean, everybody's always multitasking and pitching in to make sure the film does well, or at least usually in most of the successful ones that do well in these small budgets take advantage of that and do well with that. So yeah, if you're an indie actor, you got to learn to do a lot of different things. And I find a lot of people enjoy some of the different things they wind up learning from it.
Yeah,
So,
I was acting and then I just realized I didn't like it. And I said, you know what? I kind of knew the ins and outs of formatting a script from trying to mess around with it years ago. But I just started writing, and I looked at my script from that short that I had called Barnes Funeral Home, my very first short. And I looked at that script. I actually have it in a frame because it was my first one. But so many things needed to be fixed in that script. And I looked at it and I said, whoa, look how far I've come.
it's kind of like the first dollar bill when somebody hangs it up in their business and stuff. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it sounds like, you knew you wanted to be a part of filmmaking, even if you didn't want to be an actor. You found you didn't want to be an actor, but filmmaking and making films and the process sounds like, that's the passion that you just had to figure out what you wanted to do in films. And the acting wasn't it, but the storytelling is definitely something that you love about the filmmaking process. I mean, it's a lot different writing a novel than a script. So I don't know if you like to write both, but which do you prefer writing if you do
I
both?
prefer writing scripts,
Yeah.
movie scripts. That's because I like to say that I'm all right at writing dialogue, pretty good at writing like action and stuff. But I don't know. It's just like when I finish something, it's just a feeling I get that nothing else can give me that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like any job. I mean, the best I can try to relate to it is when you accomplish something you worked really hard on, whether it's landscaping and turning a dirt pile into something beautiful, or building a house, or making a movie. When you're finally finished with it and you take a lot of pride in it and you're real proud of it in the end, there's a special feeling to that goal and the accomplishment part. Sometimes the journey's a lot of work and it's like, damn, why am I putting all this into it? But when you accomplish the goals and the hard work pays off, that's what makes it worth it.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
it's been. I tell you, I started doing it in 2021. Um, I basically what I did was um, probably something I shouldn't have done, but it worked out for me.
Tony's wondering if there's a trailer. I was trying to look up on.
There is, but if I
Oh,
can
you know
find
what?
it,
I
I'll
can
send
put
it
the
to you.
Tubi link if you want, Tony.
I really don't know how to do.
I was looking to see if it was on YouTube, the trailer, but it brings me up Malcolm in the Middle. So um
We did have. If I still have it, I'll send it to you.
yeah, that's cool. And like I said, I'm gonna find the Tubi link as well for people. So I'll drop that anyway.
Because I think I've got it. I've got it like saved to my phone.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. If you send it to me, that's cool. And also, like I said, I'm gonna share it out now for everybody.
I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, so I just really live a simple life. I just like to write and go to work and come home and I just do the regular stuff everybody else does, except not everybody gets up like I do, but maybe writers do.
Yeah, I don't sleep very well usually. A full night's sleep doesn't happen too often. I mean, it's happened lately, but now I got the shop opening and stuff like that this week, so it's usually lack of sleep now where I'm gonna need it. But oh, that's
Well,
life. I think. Yeah.
congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, I think it says the older we get, the less we sleep, or the less we sleep better. That
Yeah,
means.
you're right about that. Except like I've been binge watching my box set of The Sopranos.
Oh, nice.
I've seen it, years ago when it came out, and I saw all but the last two seasons.
Oh, really? Oh, the last 2 seasons were good. I mean, everybody hated the ending to it, and I get that too. But yeah, it was a great series for sure.
Yeah, I'm
I
loving
still
it.
Breaking Bad was my favorite.
I've got them too.
Yeah, have you watched that the whole thing?
Oh, I've seen it. Well, it's weird. I've got season 1, 2, 3, and 5,
Yeah, you got to watch all of them, man.
but
I'm
I've
telling
seen
you.
them. I
Oh, you've
watched them
seen
on
all of them?
Netflix.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. I
It
mean,
is
there's just so
great.
many moments. There's so many crazy moments, and there's so many great characters in that I don't know. Genius. Even I like Better Call Saul. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's slow." Well, did you guys watch Breaking Bad? That show was slow at first. I mean, it took a while. It was a slow burn, that show, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it. Like, I took me about halfway through the first season before I really was like, "All right, this is really good." And I think it's one of those shows where it's kind of surprising people stuck around for it the way they did to really get it rolling, because it was a slow burn, at least in my opinion. It didn't really catch me the way it caught other people. But when I did watch, when it got to about season 3, 4, and I binged 1 through 4 to catch up with the series, like, man, this is good. This is really good.
It really is.
Yeah, no,
Um, I like stuff like that. Like Sons of Anarchy was pretty good. It was okay.
that's one I haven't watched yet. It's like, oh
Oh,
man,
you'd like it.
oh, I'm sure I would. I've been wanting to watch the show, but it's like, it's how many seasons, how many hours, and I want to pay attention to it the whole time. I'm really bad at watching things now because just I'm usually if it's getting an hour or two to just sit still and not doing anything else is very rare for me lately. We were able to do it today for Malcolm. We made sure, but it's hard to sit down and start watching a new series, especially one that was as long running as that one was, and catch up on it. Maybe if I ever take a vacation, like I have a week off, I'll just binge watch it. It's just like Dexter. I've been wanting to watch that. It's like, oh man, I just can't get started yet.
That's the thing. Like I was like, oh gosh, I better not say this. Everybody's gonna hate me, but I'm gonna probably say it anyway. I bought the first season of Dexter, and I couldn't get past the first like 2 episodes. I
Yeah,
was like, I can't get into this.
I think I watched the first episode, and it's. I think I got a feeling it's like other shows. It's just you got to get through the first few episodes, let it get its feet,
Yeah.
grounded and planted and getting going. But yeah, I'm with you. It's just hard for me to get grasped lately. It seems like if it doesn't hit me in the first 5 seconds, and I'll have a mission, ADD kicks in. I'm on to like, all right, I'm just putting on comfort food, whether it's like American Dad because I'll be running around doing things and I'm not paying
Hmm.
attention to South Park. That's my watch history lately, it seems.
Oh, okay. I've just been watching that Sopranos box set.
Yeah, Tony. Um, Chadrick, you can find him on Facebook. I know that. And the movies on Tubi. I don't know where else they can find you. Facebook usually the easiest way. Instagram,
Facebook is my preferred way, but
and I.
I have Instagram, and it's at Whitmire Chadrick.
So just reverse it.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? I think she's either saying Dexter or Sons of Anarchy is her favorite. I think Sons of Anarchy is, but I know Mike, her son's been like on the Dexter fix. So he's been trying to encourage me to watch it, which I will at some point. I just, like I said, that's a series I definitely want to get into and watch. And I know
Yeah.
they've had the series after. So yeah. Oh, The Sopranos. Yeah. We've talked so many great shows between Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, The Sopranos. Any one of those could be anybody's favorite series for sure. And a lot of them are. Although I'll still take Married with Children as my all-time favorite.
Okay. I used to watch that with my grandpa when I was
I
younger.
said, Michael, tell their son. I didn't even know you were here, bud. What's going on, man? But yeah, Mike's been all into Dexter. I've been wanting to catch up with it. Like I said, it's just a matter of finding time. If one of these days, I'm going to take a week off, just a week from work and everything. I haven't done that in God, I don't know how long. If
Yeah.
I'm not at my job, I'm at a convention or something. So be ready for a nice week off. I might have to do like a Sons of Anarchy, Dexter marathon to catch up on those because I'm tired of everybody seeing them and I've never seen those shows.
That's what I'm kind of thinking about, maybe doing what you said and bite the bullet and watch another episode of it and see where that takes
Yeah.
me.
Well, I know they're all good shows. It's just a matter of getting myself going.
Yeah, getting into it, having time. But yeah, I've just like I said, since I was a kid, I just used to run around saying I want to be like Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with Burt Reynolds. It's the problem is, you know, to have a mustache like that, you got to have a special face for it. I don't have a Burt Reynolds type face for a mustache. There's only one guy in this house that I work at has the Burt Reynolds, Tom Selleck deal with the
Oh
stash
yeah,
on. Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody wanted to be a Burt Reynolds type kid, especially in the 80s or what were you, a 90s kid, 80s kid?
yeah. I was born in the '80s.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
born in
so
'88.
yeah, not a bad one to look up to. Some great movies, man. I can always watch a Smokey and the Bandit, that's for sure.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do, and it's just I did it, and I guess it was a goal I accomplished.
Lost. I don't know if you're talking the series. Yeah, the Lost series. I don't know if you've ever seen Lost before. That's another good one.
I started watching it when it first came out.
That's another one. It's a slow burn. Like it takes like a few episodes to get into, and then it's like you get hooked
Yeah.
big time. That one, I mean, the story got a little weird in its direction, but it was always entertaining, that's for sure. Oh, Last of Us. Last of Us. Yeah, season 2 should be good. I'm looking forward to Last of Us.
What
I
is
mean, I
that
like
about?
the series. Last of Us. Do you ever play the game?
No, I've
It's
never heard
actually
of it.
it's a story narrative game. They
Okay.
got the series on HBO. It's a zombie story, but also a survival story. Um, what can I compare Last of Us to? Kind of like oh, Quiet Place
Zombieland.
2, like the Quiet Place 2 journey, an older father figure protecting a young, teenager on a journey to get to a safe spot or
Oh, okay.
to save humanity kind of deal. So it's one of those. It was a really good game, the story wise. It's probably one of the most popular games out there as far as story, narrative, zombie genre games, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, Last of Us is good.
What is?
The Last of Us is good. It's
Oh,
a good game and it's a good show too.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, man.
I had an Xbox and I never was really into it. I couldn't really get into it. But I would play here and there. I'd play some stuff. But
Well, even watching the series on HBO, if you got HBO, is worth it.
no, I don't have HBO. But
No.
I can get it and check
Oh,
it
you don't
out.
have to go out and get it, but yeah, it's a good series. It follows a lot of the video game. It's got its own things, but yeah, it's a pretty popular show. See what they do with
Oh,
season
okay.
2. Because the part 2 of Last of Us was divided. I like the game a lot. I like Last of Us 2 a lot. Like it got a lot of hate. And I get where people didn't like it, but I thought the game was great. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with season 2, man.
Okay.
I think you'd
Yeah,
like it, especially like character stuff.
yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah,
The Last of Us. But the video game thing, one day I was like, I would rather be making a movie than playing the video game. So I
exactly.
kind of bought a camera to shoot my first short film with.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man. That's what you got to be doing as a filmmaker for sure.
I
And the
was
video,
like, video games weren't really working for me, and I wanted to do this. And I was like, the only way I'm going to get a camera is if I sell this Xbox.
yeah. Well, sometimes priorities come first. I mean, I got a PlayStation 5, and I'm lucky if I get to play it sometimes, but I pretty much got it to watch the apps. I mean, like Peacock and Hulu, I got all that on there. It makes it pretty convenient. I watch a lot of that, and Cops has played a lot on that thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of my guys has to watch live PD, so that's usually what's running in the house anyway. We don't get to watch horror. We watch cops, arresting people and people going to jail. It's his thing. It's
I
his
watch it
thing.
a lot too.
Yeah, yeah.
On
Well,
A&E, I think.
yeah. Well, I got it on
ID.
it's on Peacock,
Oh,
the app.
I see.
So yeah, I don't even watch TV anymore. I just put on something from one of the, whether it's Netflix or Hulu or whatever, and hit play, and it usually just goes to the next thing and keeps everybody entertained. So yeah, makes my job easier. Except I
That's good.
never have time to watch like Sons of Anarchy or nothing. But yeah, man, I mean, it's cool to see that Malcolm came out in that direction that you've done. It sounds like you're working on a lot of writing. How many scripts do you actually have?
Well, I really only have 2, and then I'm working on 3, but the third one, I don't own it. I'm writing it for somebody else.
Right. It's a oh, Tony's asking where you're from.
Oh, where am I from? I live right outside of Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, she can hear that Southern Georgia twang.
Of course.
Well, there's some great filmmaking going on in Georgia, though.
Yeah, everything's been kind of down from what I've been hearing, but when it comes to me wanting to do something or writing or taking on something, I'm going to do it. I made Barnes Funeral Home in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
So I try not to let anything stop me. And that's whatever I put my mind to.
Yeah, you get obstacles, you just got to tear them down, man. You know,
Oh,
take
yeah,
care of,
definitely.
knock down those walls, dude. I mean, I'm excited for your next project. Even if you're collaborating with somebody, collaboration's always a lot of fun if they're, letting you do a lot of the writing part and flesh out the story. That's really cool, man. That says a lot about you and your writing skills that somebody's been trusting you to do that.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
know, right? What got me was probably the guy that taught me how to format and taught me everything about writing. His name's Derek. And writing deadline with him asking me to co-write a movie with him after he was my mentor for the longest time. That was like, oh, well, I might be all right at this.
Yeah, like I said, whatever you did on Malcolm, what you guys did as a team with that project was really good. Again, I'm going to drop that link so people can check it out. It was a lot of fun. It was psychological. Like I said, I call it psychological thriller,
It
and
is.
people got to check it out. It's good. It's definitely worth the hour and 11 minutes.
Yes.
The hour and 11 minutes, and it was well done. Like I said, it felt it was missing something when I watched it the first time. It seems like with the whole film coming together, you really finish it up strong with that, and I'm excited for your future with everything. I know you've been, like I said, we've talked about having you come on, and I'm so glad you were able to. Um, we've gotten about 40 minutes. We talked that we were going to kind of do a shorter stream because I got a busy week, but dude, like I said, we already said they can find you on Facebook, but if you want to share any links or anything you want to, leave the chat with, feel free.
Yeah, just if you would go to Tubi and watch Malcolm, that would be awesome. You can find me Chadrick Whitmire or Chadrick R. Whitmire, but Chadrick Whitmire. You can find it. I don't know what that.
Oh,
I'm seeing everything.
she's gonna, if her internet stays on, she's going to watch Malcolm.
Oh,
They got
okay.
storms, I think, there. Yeah, it's a good watch on Tubi, and like I said, I found it really easy. I just looked up Malcolm, and it did pop up like in like the short list of things that they put up there. But yeah,
Awesome.
if they look up your name, it'll pop up as well. But yeah, it's very easy to find on Tubi, which isn't always the case.
Oh yeah, I know. I've done that before, like having to go through all these movies, and I'm like, why was that in front of this, and why is it this at the top? And so
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I figured I'd give you that feedback from somebody who was looking for it, that it was easy to find. So that's always a plus.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But man, I'm glad we got to catch up and we were able to talk without bad internet issues. And
I
you know,
know, right?
yeah, and like I said, I was a fan of the Malcolm series before, and it was cool catching up to the upgraded version and having you come back on and talking to you about it. And thank you, chat, for being here. And yeah, check out Malcolm on Tubi. You won't be disappointed. And I know I have. I'm moving into the shop this week. I'm not sure on shows. I'm going to be on. I'll keep everybody updated on everything that's going on. I'm going to be a guest on a buddy's show, and I don't want to mispronounce his show, so I'm going to put that out. That'll be Sunday at 7:30 my time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I will shout that out. But until next time, guys, peace out. Thanks for all the support. I love you, and until next time.